silent giant. Entertainment.
Yes, I'm so happy you're here. Pocos Pero Locos up close and personal. Now this is something I'm going to get real personal.
Up close and personal.
I know we always are. I miss you. It's so good to see you. For the not knowers, we got not only one of my favorite artists, but my homegirl, Lala. We've been through a lot. I mean, you're a soldier of this war, dear. And when I say war, I mean it's so much more. Yes, music was the first platform we met through and the first outlet we met through, but it's been a war of putting out great images for our future, for my kids,
right,
your
or
kids.
just even trying to, I think, like, with so much of what you guys have done, like, just pioneering, like, still we're not really, like, on that mainstream mega commercial level, you know what I mean? So it's been a lot of, like, fighting for our space and
when you
our
say
voice.
we and our, who is Lala speaking of? For somebody who's like, what is this militant movement these two are talking about?
I'm speaking of just, you know, any American-born Latino, Latina. You know, I speak specifically for the West Side girls, the LA born and raised, you know, Mexican-American, Chicano girls. I just, you know, always from the beginning, I have felt like when I was growing up, where were our stories?
Where was your precious moment shirt when you went to Kmart?
Right. You know, so I just still think like we've been soldiering this out for maybe like, what, like 2007? So 7 years now. You know, I'm just excited to see there's kind of been, I felt like when I first started music, it was like I was very misunderstood, not by my own people, but by like any, you know, mainstream pop radio, the rest of the world. Because
there was a time you were kind of asked to step back, like, because you came in hardcore, like for your sad girls and for your girls.
Oh, absolutely.
And then there was a point where you were approached by a lot of influential. I mean, we don't need to name drop because there's a ton of them, but a lot of influential people in the music business said what you needed to do was stray away from that.
Oh yeah, and I would say like if I had $1 for every time somebody told me like, oh, this shit is dope, but it's too LA. Or it's too Mexican, like, I would own this studio.
Right.
I mean, I was told that a lot by executives. And, you know, it's tough. Like, when you go to, you know, label A or B or in all of the majors, you know, when you're in the building, I don't see any Mexican-American executives. I don't see any Latinos really on the English-speaking side. You know, a lot of times I will be put in a situation with like, okay, you know, maybe we'll put a Spanish album out first. Well, English is my first language. Why do I have to take that route?
How come just now we're finally getting the taste of this Mexican-American culture?
I feel like my generation is now growing up a little bit more to be able to almost step into executive shoes, getting jobs in the buildings.
Well, we're seeing it. We're seeing friends do that.
Right, absolutely. And so now I have peers that are in positions to be able to like be like, this story is important or this voice is important. You know, so I think that we are starting to, you know.
Well, and you're taking it in your own hands. A prime example, you and Honey B and your Dona, like this stuff that you guys are behind with that clothing brand and supporting the Dona clothing brand.
Oh, right, absolutely. Like, you know, I was like, again, even on the clothing and the fashion front, where are we? Right. Where are the things that I think are fly? You know what I mean? Like, I'm a girl who grew up going to the swap meet out of necessity. Do you know what I mean? Because it was close and it was cheap and we were broke and there were 5 girls in my family. And so I think when you're growing up and you don't have a lot of money, you got to get really resourceful. So you're going to get fly however you need to get fly. And there were certain things that I saw growing up that I always just felt were like neighborhood beautiful, whether it was a chola girl. And I was too young to really be a chola. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was just still little in elementary and junior high.
Why are you hating on me? Why are you hating on my generation, fool?
in the 90s. But it's the tias, the cousins.
The tias, right?
You know what I mean? Like, it was my dad's little sisters who I grew up in the house with. Sometimes it does peek through, like, you know, on a Chanel runway, you'll see a bamboo earring. But I'm like, okay.
Or in a pop stars video.
Right.
It's okay there.
Right. But on a Mexican girl, that's the ghetto. That's fucking, that's too hood. You know, so I was like, I don't know. I sat down with my best friend who, her name is Natalia. And
AKA Honey B Gold.
AKA Honey B Gold, which is like, the earrings that I'm wearing. Like a lot of my jewelry that everybody always sees. Her brand is Honey B Gold. And she also came from a very similar background as me. And I was like, we got to flip this.
She loved Ghostface Killer, but she loves her culture too.
Right.
Like it's a real mixture of modern day.
It's like we grew up
English
listening
speaking
to
Latino who loves pop
Tupac,
culture.
Listening to Selena, listening to like Vicente Fernandez, listening to Mary J. Blige.
Right.
So how do you merge those two worlds? And so we created the clothing line, Belladonna, Belladonna. And we just really wanted to kind of give our take on like the chola style, very 90s LA influenced by the things that we grew up seeing and loving. And
how can people cop it?
www.bella, BELLA /Dona, DONA.com. And the clothing line's doing really well. And we're seeing it connect. You know what I mean? Not even like just locally.
No, with everybody. I see people.
Like we send out packages to like London, to all over the world. It's so fun to see like, these images, this smile now, cry never. Like we'll do little flips on things that are very Chicano. We'll do little flips on them and then we just rock it our own way, mixing kind of like some high and low, like,
Can we do the Pocos Pero Locos Joaquin Dead shirt?
Sure. I'm surprised that Chingo Bling hasn't already helped you guys with that.
I got to keep it with the girls.
Okay.
I love Uncle Chingo, but I got to keep it with my girls.
No, but I love what he's doing too. You know what I mean?
It's ridiculous.
Like, I really think that, there's a lot of things that I bet he feels very similar to the way I feel, where you're just like, you know what? Fuck this. Let's take it into our own hands.
You guys do. It's the same story, same struggle. And of course, you guys know Lala. She's very shy up in here. I don't know if we can talk about this, but can we talk about the TV show?
We can't technically talk about it.
Okay.
But we can talk about it a little bit. I mean, just basically, I've created and developing a TV show. Right now, it's with a network. But it's still in the developmental phase. So it's almost like you gotta like not talk about things before they really air.
But we can expect to see the culture, what you believe in, and the real stories and images.
We're making way. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's just, there's been so many projects that I've been involved in, and like they sit on the shelf for a while. So I don't like to
Anything you want to speak on right now?
Right now? I can't.
All right. So before we go, then I know what I can talk about. What Lala considers a perfect man, up close and personal. We're going to rapid fire.
Oh, we should talk about the music video. Because I just dropped that.
Oh, that was ridiculous. Yeah, we can talk about that before we talk about what you look for in a man and your favorite kicks and your favorite place to eat. Let's talk about it. So what was it sitting down with the Godfather? Was that nice?
It was dope because literally we had like this conversation you and I are having.
Except with Russell Simmons. He's a little more special than I am.
But it was just fun to see him so interested again in the culture. Like, he's like, I don't know shit about this, but y'all love some oldies. Like, you know what I mean? He's like, tell me everything. And I'm like chopping it up with Russell, talking about Art Laboe, talking about you guys, talking about, all of the things that basically I was just like, where hip hop was when he stepped in and helped open the door and usher things in. I'm like, that's kind of where we are right now. And I'm like, and it's just hard because I'm like, who's my gatekeeper? So I was like, all right, how you gonna help? You're the ambassador of culture. So he was like, they just really felt that they could help with like some of the visuals, the videos and things like that his platform's so big.
And the video's ridiculous. How can they see it?
You guys can see it on
PocosPeroLocos.fm and where else?
Well, just go there and see it. Just actually hit up Khool Aid and you can watch it with her at her house.
Okay, come on. The girls want to know, what does a perfect man to Lala look like? I want to know the truth. Like your dream man. Name him. Celebrity. Dream celebrity. Look-wise. Like hot. Who's hot? Name a couple.
Like, I don't know. Oh, I think Johnny Depp is really hot.
He is super sexy.
Getting a little grown now. But like, especially like the crybaby era, Johnny Depp.
Who do you think is the sexiest Latin man alive?
I think Benicio del Toro is really hot.
Perfect date. You and Benicio, you're on a date. Where's the perfect date that he takes you on? And do you get the soup? Do you get the chicken soup? Do you get the chicken soup? Did you taste the soup? Well, we love you, La, and you know it's always tough because you come in and you're always at a loss for words, and you're so shy.
I know.
For the non-knowers, let them know where they can catch you on the web, find you, Google you.
Well, my website just got kidnapped by someone overseas, so don't go to my website.
That's
like
nice.
we're having all this legal trouble getting it back. Actually, you guys just hit me up on Instagram. I'd say like that's probably the social network platform that I'm on.
You like the most?
I really do.
You tag everything, Facebook, Twitter, from your Instagram.
Yeah,
Me too.
I do. You know, it's
I can't
hard
spell.
because it's just hard because you got to be in so many places now as an artist. But that's kind of the hub for everything that I do, and you can find the clothing line there, and you can ask me questions there, and I do try to answer everybody. So yeah, my Instagram is Lala Romero, Romero. Hit me up.
Dude, free Lala's website. It's Pocos Pero Locos, the Big Bad Network. You know how we do. I love you, La. La diggity.